Hey, Redemption, back with our devotional for Friday. We start by reading just a couple of verses from Genesis chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day, God finished his work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work that he had done. So God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it God rested from all his work that he had done in creation. Interesting, the one who never needs rest. Elsewhere in the Psalms, he neither slumbers nor sleeps, says, I'm going to rest and stay. At Redemption, we like for our pastors to be able to go on an extended rest called a sabbatical. Sabbatical is an extended time away from regular ministry life to replenish and to be restored. I received a sabbatical last year, and it was life-giving for me. I was able to spend time in solitude. I was able to spend time just away from all of the other stuff that I could, not that you don't hear from God in normal life, but I was able to really lean in on spending time in the scripture and spending time in prayer, spending time with my wife. Daniel, you'll be starting your sabbatical this coming Sunday, May 17th. Why is it that pastors have a need for this, every once in a while, this extended time of rest away from normal ministry life?
Yeah, man, that's such an important question, because I think it's almost it's easy to feel weird about it. Feel weird about taking a sabbatical, because what we're not saying is that our lives are or our jobs are inherently more difficult or more stressful than anybody else's job. Like, everybody has hard loads to carry, and so. But I, as a pastor, and as somebody who's been pastoring for the last almost 11 years now, there are pressures and wounds that come in pastoral ministry that are particularly taxing on the soul, and so we have there is a weariness that can come from pastoring that is dangerous, not only to the pastor but to the church. And so one of the reasons that we want to have a culture of rest for pastors is really the same. It's the same mentality as like when you're getting on an airplane and the stewardess says, if you're traveling with a dependent, make sure that you put your oxygen mask on first and then help whoever's with you. It's us saying it's really important that the leaders of the church are connected to thriving in the gospel. That we believe that as that's happening in the life of the pastors, that's good not just for that pastor but for the whole church. I've known a lot of pastors who have battled with anxiety and depression. I've had my ups and downs, my experiences with burnout over the last 11 years, and I have known pastors personally who have taken their own lives as a result of just the pressure and the pain that builds up. And so our goal in this is to just safeguard the hearts and souls of pastors, and in that way really care for the church as a whole by caring for its leaders well. And so that's the why behind sabbatical.
Yeah. And I remember when I was on sabbatical last year, a friend of mine from another state, must be nice getting that 3-month vacation. And so, real briefly, what is the difference between a sabbatical and a vacation in your mind? why would this not be just 3 months of Disney, kind of thing?
Right. And my family would love that. 3 months of Disney, they would love it so much.
Deep dive in
yeah.
the park, yeah.
but yeah, I think the main difference is the purpose, right? That there's a purposefulness behind a sabbatical. Going into the sabbatical, like just me personally, I have goals for the sabbatical. Like I have goals for some just emotional healing, like just some processing through some pain that I've been through. I have a goal for just adjusting my family leadership for the teenage years that are in front of me with my kids.
Sure.
Like I have goals to be managing my household. Well, that's a qualifier for eldership, right? So I want to really make sure that I'm caring for my family first, being a faithful steward of my family life. I want to stay qualified for ministry, right? And then I also want to pay attention to my physical health. That spending time caring for, like purposefully devoting time to this. My hope is that coming back in, I'm stronger, more prepared, more focused on the ministry that God's given me, and more qualified than ever to lead the church in the next season of my ministry.
So one final question, like what can Redemption be praying for as May 17th you start this time away from the West? How do we pray for you in the midst of these desires and goals?
I'd just say pray for my family. Pray for Joy and I to just have a really good time of connection, building up our marriage. Pray for my kids, that we would use our time well. And that doesn't mean always like every day 8-hour Bible studies, like that we would have fun, that it would be a fun time and a restful time, and a unifying time, that we would kind of come through this just as a family, more united and strong than ever. Pray for just my ability to like put things down, like mentally, emotionally, just like we were saying about rest in the devotional, the other devotional, just like putting down what I need to put down as an act of faith.
Yep.
That God is in charge of His church.
Yep.
So that my heart would be at rest. And then I would just also redirect and just ask the church, pray for Jason, pray for the elders, pray for Redemption to thrive. I am thoroughly convinced that God does not need me to bless and flourish His church. You know what I mean? And so I am excited and hopeful for what God will do at Redemption through the summer without me. And so just pray that God would continue to bless our church.
Well, let this be maybe the first of those prayers, but not the last prayer for Daniel and the Davidson. We're going to close our time out with praying for those things. And join me throughout these next couple months, Redemption, and regularly lifting the Davises up in prayer as they embark on this journey of rest. So let's pray. Lord, you've heard the desires of our brothers' hearts. I pray that by the power of the Holy Spirit, you would answer every one of those in great abundance. I pray for family unity. I pray that as they come back from sabbatical and re-enter the world of ministry, that the Davis family be never more unified, that they would never have a greater affection for one another. I pray for Daniel to be able to have a established any and all of the rhythms He wants to establish, whether it's emotionally, physically, relationally. Lord, I pray for fun. I pray that as these months commence, Lord, that they would just have an amazing time of laughter and joy and fun as they get to be together. Would you bless them? Would you return them to us fired up and filled up and ready to go? There's a lot of good gospel work to be done. Lord, fill this tank so that we can go in this with your strength together. Pray these things in Jesus' name.